richest woman in the world has no one.
Ballin' out, ballin' out, ballin' out. Super!
Welcome back. This is Ballin' Out Super.
I got it that time.
We did it. We're ballin' out here. We are America's #1 Dragon Ball Super recap podcast. As always, I am Katie Roseleon, and I'm joined with my co-host Jeremy Hammond.
Hello.
And Alex Patak.
I'm here to ball out. I'm wearing zip-off shorts.
Cool. I never get to do this part, so you take over from here.
All right. We are.
The stress is too much.
That's too much. I can't handle it.
We are joined today by a very funny Upright Citizens Brigade performer, as well as a writer at Above Average, Dan Chamberlain.
Hey.
Hello, Dan.
Hey.
Welcome to the show.
Happy Dragon Ball Z Day, or Dragon Ball Super Day.
Thank you.
Thank you
That
for
is very
correcting
nice
yourself.
of you. How are you doing today, Dan?
I'm well. I'm a little froggy-brained, and now I feel like, after watching this episode, I feel like I've been in a room with a gas leak for the last half hour.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. How are you feeling in terms of like your orientation of this right now?
Well, it hasn't helped calibrate anything. So this is episode 5? Four.
Yes.
Yeah, it really picks up at 5.
Yeah.
It's finally starting to feel like something might happen on this show, which
Right.
I think is kind of a positive development.
They wanted Dragon Ball to feel like the news, so there's a lot of downtime before the explosion starts.
Which is very true to the original Dragon Ball series. I think there's an acute awareness of just the marketing potential, and so it's just we're going to drag this out interminably. Let's make
absolutely.
this as long as possible.
Super
Long!
There's nothing you want more when rebooting an 18-year-old dead franchise than to spend 4 episodes wandering further and further away from what everybody likes about the franchise.
Hard black lines on all of the characters. They weren't there before.
Yeah, it's starting
That's
to feel
what the
cheaper.
fans want.
I don't have the frame of reference, so there's a markedly it's a much worse animation style than the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's
thought-
noticeably changed.
We thought it looks
I,
different.
to be fair, y'all forget then the first 2 episodes there were those weird like MS Paint textures on things.
Oh,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
I
the
think
snake.
they're just it's still bad but different bad.
It's
And it's weird because it oscillates because some of it has really cool animation and then like it was somebody's like day off and they're like, fuck it, we go live in 20 minutes, just finish it up.
They know their fans have destroyed their short-term memory with drugs and alcohol and will not be able to know if the animation has changed or not while they podcast about it.
Oh, God.
Dan, I think this is as good a time as any before we meander too far to ask you what your experience of the Dragon Ball franchise has been up until this point.
Well, anime really popped in the States. I feel like in the sort of mid '90s. Am I nuts with that?
Oh,
Yeah, that feels right.
Although there was a first wave speed racer.
Sure,
That's
sure,
right. Yes,
sure.
and Voltron.
Yeah.
Which we were all awake for.
You kids probably don't remember that, but
5:30 a.m. right after Little Rascals on your local affiliate while you waited for good cartoons to come on.
I have been 25 for 1,000 years, and I like explaining things people missed.
You know, I think a lot of the appeal of Dragon Ball to a boy in middle school was cool, spiky, gelled hair.
Yes.
And like a sick character design. Awesome.
Blink 182 made a show.
However, they had a big a sort of skate culture appeal. You know, they think of hookups shirts.
Yes.
You remember that?
That's right.
That was a big part of
Yeah.
anime stuff. It's
I used
cool.
to trace hookup ads
Yeah,
out of
That's
like
right.
Spin magazine and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What's a hookup?
It was a skateboard company, and all their decks and all of their T-shirts and stuff were just like hot anime babes.
Yeah.
Big
Oh,
anime
The,
babes.
the boom anime babes that make me think the wrong thing to invoke bare naked ladies.
Yes.
Hot ref.
Show up for the boards, stay for the ladies.
I will say, to Dragon Ball Super's credit, no cartoonishly enormous breasts.
Yet.
No.
They were in
yet.
last episode.
Yet. There's not like a sexy cat person.
I hold faith in this brand that there will be some sick anime boobs.
Someone's gonna fall. Yeah.
Oh no, Beerus's twin sister, who's fuckable.
Like I'm the middle of 3 boys, so I had an older brother. I became aware of Dragon Ball in middle school. When it's a tricky time when you're acutely aware of, like, is this thing lame? Is this thing cool? Am I allowed? Is this a kid's thing? Like, if it's a kid's thing, I'm not a kid, not a grown up person, you know. And by virtue of having an older brother, I was aware of. My older brother had a VHS copy of. He had some other anime and stuff. Like, he had a VHS copy of Ninja Scroll. You guys ever seen Ninja Scroll?
Sounds adult.
So, like, fucking violent, like,
Yes.
cool, excessive violence. I'd seen maybe an episode or 2 of Evangelion at that point, and so I was aware of a more adult strain, and not, which is not to say pornographic, but a more,
But sometimes pornographic.
not exclusively pornographic, adult strain or mature strain of anime, which combined with my younger brother's affinity for the Dragon Ball franchise signified it, or identified it as, this is a children's show for children.
I definitely remember being like 13 and being like, I don't like cartoons, I like anime.
It's not a comic book, it's a graphic novel.
That's a whole different rant that I have a lot of opinions on, but not for this show.
You wouldn't hide your love of Dragon Ball in shame like a normal person?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was a late bloomer and I was like an idiot, and Jeremy has known me since I was a small child. He can tell you I didn't understand that. Well, I knew I was a nerd, but I just like didn't give a fuck, because I'm like, you're gonna put me in the locker either way, so let's just do it.
But when you have that context of, like, knowing the sort of the real version or the authentic version, which children are so concerned with authenticity of things, like, for example, like, I couldn't stand Muppet Babies as a kid because I was aware of the existence of the regular Muppets, and so I was like, what, Muppet Babies? Like, I don't want to watch the baby show for babies because I'm not a baby.
Nanny is non-canonical.
Fucking, like, literally, I hated Muppet Babies.
There was the sister too, right? Scooter and Skeeter, right?
Yeah.
They added a lot of dumb shit.
But again,
to
it's like,
Muppet Babies.
why don't you grow up and watch the Muppets, guys? Like,
I'm on my way to work, and I need to see what Gonzo is up to.
yeah.
Well,
I'm on my way to my job at the factory. I'm 8 years old.
Well, Katie, should we jump into the
All right.
episode?
Yeah.
here we go, y'all. The title of this episode is Bid for the Dragon Ball's Pilaf and Crew's Impossible Mission.
Super!
Sorry.
We're going to keep doing that until it stops being fun.
So this is another episode where basically only one important thing happens the entire episode. It's been very annoying. We open with Beerus and Whis having a cute couples moment where Beerus is running on Whis' shoulders and Beerus is bitching about lunch.
And we see his lunch, and it's a very dead fish.
Yeah, it's space fish. It's nothing like the fish you and I know. But Beerus hates it because he ate it 140 years ago once.
That's right, and
He's sick of it.
He's sick of it.
Sick of it.
He can't.
But Whis
100.
Oh, by the way, I'm a cat.
Whis remembers.
Whis
that
remembers cooking it. Yes.
because he cares.
Whis does care a lot.
He remembers all those details.
Whis
a
is the
very
only adult in the show. He's really a role model for the other young.
You guys should start an over-under count on how many episodes it's going to be Bulma's birthday for.
Should we? Let's do it. Let's make some predictions. Alex, what do you got?
I think this whole arc is going to be today. I'm serious.
So you're guessing
26. I'm guessing 26 episodes.
26 episodes of Bulma's birthday. What do you got, Dan?
I mean, so, now I need a little context. Did we began episode 1 was Bulma's birthday? We're on the boat.
No. We heard about Bulma's birthday in the second episode.
But they said it's only been half a day.
Yes, the first 3 episodes are
Even though
only
we
half
saw
a day.
Goku crank out a shift.
I said it's the time dilation. It's like a drug.
So this is
I'm
the first
so
episode. We're on the ship
confused.
for Bulma's birthday.
Low end 2-3 more episodes on the boat at Bulma's birthday. I could see maybe up to I don't know, 5, 6.
5,
Yeah,
6.
yeah, you know.
You think they're gonna have a battle and then break off and then pass some time?
Yeah, well, so the three little rascals who snuck onto the boat,
Yes.
Which is Pilaf and crew.
Pilaf and crew,
And the rest.
The epitable.
and the rest. Remember the end of the first season of Gilligan's Island theme song? Instead of going, the professor and Mary Ann, it went the movie star and the rest. I changed it for the second season onward.
Because it was too demeaning.
It's like, look, there's only fucking 2 of us. Would you use my goddamn name, please?
Did you know that song was written to be to the same tune as Amazing Grace?
Christ.
It's the same song. You can do it in Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. It's the same song.
yeah.
I've never
It's
heard that
amazing.
song before.
Amazing Grace.
Oh, well, you said it so
Or
differently.
Gilligan-
Very popular
Island.
song. That was like number 1 for a
Amazing
couple
Grace,
weeks.
How sweet the sound.
It's a major musical
Everyone
work.
put your hands over your heart for this dumbass shanty place.
All right, before we get too far off track, Katie, how many episodes are we on the ship with Bulma's birthday
I'm
party?
gonna say we're probably at least a solid 5.
Solid 5. Okay, so my prediction, as I understand it, the Dragon Ball Super in Japan is up to, I think, the 60th episode. No, 90th. I'm seeing it at the bottom of the screen here. We're up to 90 now.
Ay, ay, ay.
We're gonna
I'm gonna
die
guess
watching
that
this
90
show.
episodes in, we are still at Bulma's birthday party.
There we go. Those are the odds. That's how you make a bet.
It's gonna be Namek all over
Those
again.
are adult numbers
Oy vey.
for
All
our
right.
adult show.
So after we see the boys in space, pretty much don't see them. We get space.
Now, are they in a void? Is that just the light speed of travel?
They're just
how
traveling.
Just
Yeah.
traveling 4 more minutes.
We have a brief
Next
intro.
stop.
Next stop, little sister. Because it's the cat bus. It's fine.
What?
Oh, I get it.
All right, Katie, where are we?
We briefly go to North Kai. King Kai has a meltdown because he feels like Beerus is coming. Goku gaslights the shit out of him. And then there's a dance number. It's really nothing to talk about because what we need to get into is the boat montage. There is a montage of everyone having fun on Bulma's party boat to a harpsichord.
Oh, yeah. This is how the 1% live, you know? Harpsichords. You know? Tray after tray of roast hams.
Way overpriced security system that a child can be.
So something that we pointed out while watching the episode that I think is fine to get back into is just the gross depiction of capitalism by this show so
Oh, yeah.
far.
Yes.
And a very positive light upon it, like a very benevolent.
Well, but I think that we're kind of all over the place here. In this episode that you watched with us, it's a very positive depiction. In the first episode, we see Goku struggling
It
to
is
keep
a
the lights
grind.
on.
Yeah,
He he's farming for turnips
Goku's
to
son-
keep the lights on.
Goku's son drops a tractor off the cliff while he's on his lunch break.
Yeah.
Because someone needs to keep farming.
Now, again, with a distance of about 20 years since the last time I watched any Dragon Ball Z, good to know that Goku is still the dumbest man alive.
Well, and we posited on the last episode that we may be being set up here for a Goku heel turn because he continues to make dumber and dumber decisions and do worse and worse things. In this episode, he
more,
destroys King Kai's house again.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a simple. It's like a pool hustler. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not too good at like. Fine. I guess I could do one more. You're gonna beat me again, though. I guess I could do one more game. You know, like, and then you take the pot. You know.
Yeah, I believe Trunks and Goten break into the vault of the ship where they are hiding bingo prizes, one of which is a jet, a smaller boat, a house, and what? Dragon Balls!
That's
because
right.
the
All the
rich
balls.
All the
party
balls.
irresponsibly. The women have had enough and they want this world to end as quick as possible.
There are so many people on that boat who should have no access to the Dragon Balls. I can think of at least 5 offhand.
Literally Piccolos.
Piccolo is there. We do remember that Piccolo was once a bad guy. There are several. I mean, Master Roshi is just going to use it to,
See
Abolish
butts.
women's
Get
clothing.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hook up. He just wants to peer at them for longer with his little glasses so he gets a hemorrhage out his nose.
You just want more glory holes. That's all Master Roshi wants.
Boo's gonna turn everyone into marzipan Taco Bell.
That's right. Yes. Marzipan Taco Bell.
So, I don't know. I'm looking at these notes. It's like nothing happened. Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Oh, we did. Now
Dumbass.
8 minutes of this episode were spent on Garbage Island, where they were digging for Dragon Balls or fish,
I guess.
or
I don't
clams,
know.
or
Something.
food.
Yeah.
Food and or Dragon Balls, whatever we find.
It had the
on
quality.
Garbage Island is fine.
And the quality of, like, once again, I've said this before, waking up from a fever dream. Like, well, you're actively taking in information and actively forgetting it. You're just. You're like,
Why are they children? I don't remember.
You can't
why they're
remember it
children.
and continue watching. So the show dares you to forget at all times.
I believe at one point they realize the balls are on the ship. They get in a little rowboat and a shark tries to eat them. Did that happen? Did I imagine it? Who cares?
Hard to say.
Who knows?
There's
Is that James
literally-
and the Giant Peach?
Oh,
I don't
right,
remember.
The shark. The shark. My God.
There's a big preoccupation on this show so far of children being chased by large animals.
Yeah. They couldn't get the rights to yakety sax. So it was very serious music playing over it. I think the shark is
boy.
better than the snake.
It's hard to find
I'll put it up.
zany
It was shade
harpsichord
better.
music.
We only use rich people's instruments now.
It just seemed like this whole segment is one of those annoying segments that like one of the producers came in and they're like, "What about the kids?" And we're like, the whole show is for kids. We don't need to make it.
Oh boy, I was really worried about how Pilaf and crew were feeding themselves. I'm glad
How are
to know
they
that
paying
they became.
rent? There's too many holes in the plot. I can't follow.
I'm so glad they've spent 4 episodes clarifying all of this for
I love that
us.
one part where he breaks out a map that's just like some drawing of a brown blob, and he's like, "I bought this map for 50 cents. We have to find these. I have nothing."
Every now and then I'll work like a live event where I have it like an earbug in, like a little like sort of in-ear monitor where, you know, you're getting notes from a director or producer or brand team being like, you know, we got to vamp for time. We got to like hold or whatever, you know, a live. And it seems like this 20-minute animated show was animated live with someone giving the notes of like stall, hold for like just keep. We need like
What's
like
on the boat? What's on the boat?
6 more minutes. Just keep describing things.
Are you hungry?
The band's
Are you
not here.
hungry?
Yeah.
What is Yamcha eating?
Yamcha, where was he?
Which is a very peculiar thing to see in an animated television show, which clearly had some lead time on production, one
Yeah.
would presume.
In lines with the ends of history, anything could happen, so nothing will.
So I'm starting to get the distinct impression that what they're trying to lead us towards right now is that all of the Z-Boys have resumed their normal lives.
Dogtown and Z-Boy. We're
I've
gonna be
said that
we're gonna
3
be
times on this show.
we're
so
gonna
far,
be
you're
at
the first
Bulma's
one to bring
birthday
it
for
up.
the next 20 years.
I believe it'd be Dog Mayor, Dog President, and the Z-Boys.
Dog Mayor and the Z-Boys. So I think they're trying to show us that the Z-Boys are back to their normal lives.
All right.
Everything is fine.
Boys are back.
But then they're showing us these little cutaways to Beerus and Whis, and it's supposed to be increasing the tension so that we're like, something bad's about to happen. But in reality, I couldn't be less worried about Beerus and
They
Whis.
show us Beerus to increase the tension, and then Beerus complains about the picnic his assistant
Yeah.
brought him. Also, Vegeta has an intern this episode.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
right.
And
That's the real story of this.
this toxic, Mr. Vegeta, sir, this toxic relationship between Vegeta and Bulma. Like,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been a recurring.
Bulma-
Mr. Vegeta.
Vegeta's not on the boat.
Vegeta
There's
is
not
nowhere
like
near
there's
the
not a
boat.
it's not like a danger room sort of situation.
Vegeta abandoned Bulma and Trunks on a family vacation.
That's right.
2 episodes
Well, they
ago.
asked him
Just
to
to
dance.
train.
As we also
I
learned is
need
a
to
half
train.
a day ago. So that means that Bulma came up with the idea for the cruise ship, booked the cruise ship, invited everybody,
Is
and
it-
then got the party going in half a day.
It's her boat. The boat is named the Princess Bulmer, right?
It is, but she says on their the promised vacation. We learned
this promised vacation.
we learned that she comes up with the idea to rent a cruise ship to have her party, which means also in that time she rented the cruise ship and painted
Had her
Queen
name
Bulma on the side.
Excuse me, she is the richest woman in the world, and as we know, all the women in the Dragon Ball universe are doing emotional labor. And as we see, there's a lot of sad women on this boat.
That's
Chi-Chi
right.
is there, probably having an affair with Mr. Satan. And Android 18 is reminiscing about when she didn't have to deal with, fucking beta-ass Krillin, hanging around with his stupid hair.
At least Krillin acknowledges her birthday.
Oh man.
Now, we gotta be
And
nice
then-
to Krillin.
Oh, we don't know that. We don't know. Does she even have a birthday?
She's an android who is now a lady. So,
So maybe the day that they made her a lady is when her
know what?
birthday is celebrated.
18 and Vegeta belong together, and I will not rest until they add that into the show.
Oh,
Is that going to be an official Ballin Out Super
It'll be-
ship?
Why
Make
does
the shirts.
what was Vegeta's justification for needing to train so
None.
They made him
desperately?
dance.
Oh no, so
Because
Goku doesn't
Earth-
get ahead of him.
Goku doesn't get ahead of him, and he just feels like people weren't respecting
He
him
still
enough.
sees
Right.
Goku as a threat.
Yes.
God.
He's very insecure. Yeah, so the intern is like, yeah, you're missing your wife's birthday, and he's punches a wall. and
And she's on the phone saying, "You better get over here. Get your Saiyan butt over here."
and he says,
Right.
I have no time for
Racist.
cake and nonsense.
Yeah, he calls her nonsense. It's such a fucking alpha move.
Cake and nonsense.
Yeah, then my wife called, and I called her nonsense, and
Tea and sympathy, cake and nuts.
And then
my
we,
father is Mr. Vegeta. Please call me Vegeta.
Planet Vegeta.
And then what?
We cut to Goku, who is hey,
circles around the planet.
circles around the planet. It is nice to finally see him do anything.
Yeah, that was exciting.
That was exciting. We all at once said, "Fuck yeah!"
When I tune into Dragon Ball, all I want to see is Goku doing Goku stuff.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's
you know,
that's
like,
all I'm after.
You know.
And then finally, we get literally one piece of plot, which
That's
is
right.
that Beerus shows up, and then he's like, I'm here now.
Yeah,
and then the episode ends.
It felt so right for just a second. We were like, "Oh, shit's about to go down." No, it's not.
You gotta wait
They
until
gotta
we
s-
learn more about what Pilaf is wishing he could buy with the money he doesn't have.
Yeah, for the episode being called Pilaf's Play for the Dragon Balls, we got very little of Pilaf or the Dragon Balls in this episode.
Yeah,
it didn't
it
feel
felt-
like that was what this was about at all.
They got on board. They were sad. They were homeless people for a second on
Yes.
the boat.
Yeah.
They were little match.
They were
little
like
match girls.
Little ragamuffins.
Yeah,
Train car hobos immediately.
yeah.
They had a bindle.
There's a little sad violin music underneath. There was, and we pitied them.
They sat around a fire and thought about the things they used to have.
And then these two fucking twerps that unlocked the Dragon Balls in the first place brought them a tray after ham.
You say there wasn't a lot of them. I feel like there was so much. I was waiting for that to be over forever.
We were on Garbage Island for 8 minutes of
That's true.
21 minutes.
But so what I'm saying though is that we got a lot of Pilaf. We did not get a lot of Play for the Dragon Balls.
That's
So I
true.
think that they could have just called this episode Pilaf.
it was Pilaf checks his phone. That was his play for the Dragon Balls. It was like, I got a little. My phone's wiggling.
Yeah,
What do we got
Pilaf
here?
yells at fish.
Yeah.
Pilaf goes to the eye store because he drops literally shit in the ocean.
The boat came to them.
That's right. Yeah, it wasn't a play for the Dragon Balls. The Dragon Balls played him.
Yeah, they didn't even have to. There wasn't even an exciting moment where, like, well, how will they get on the boat? Because the shark chased them, and then the kids are just like, hey, come on our boat. I'm going to go hack into the security system for no reason because I'm a troubled youth.
Now the two kids who unlocked the Dragon Balls let them on the boat, gave them the food. They are
It's Goten and Trunks.
Yes.
now Trunks seems like bad news. He seems like a bad
He's
influence.
a cool dude.
He's the
Now,
coolest dude around.
it's he that unlocked the Dragon Balls in the first place, and he's He's got sneakier eye. You can tell he's up to something. He's got a sly little smile. He's got a. I think he's a bad influence on Goten.
I think you're right, and I think they do. I mean, he's what is he, a year older than Goten or something like that?
He's like a year older, and he's genetically sneakier.
A real
a door we definitely want to open to being in the mythos of the podcast.
It's a real Eddie Haskell type. That's all I'm saying.
We already did talk about genocide when Vegeta said he would eat an entire race.
It's true.
He was going to eat the race of octopuses to
Yes.
preserve the purity of squids.
I don't know about you guys. I'm really hoping that we're gonna get more Goten and Trunks going forward. I like the two of them a lot. I know we've had a lot of
They're
kid
really
stuff on this show
blowing-
so far.
But they have been the catalyst to everything so
They've
far.
then literally
More or
the
less.
only interesting thing that's happened
That's
outside of
true.
any like Beerus stuff, which can be long sometimes.
These kids, I want people to think I'm watching an adult show, and when they're on the screen, I don't get that impression.
I'm sorry, you are watching Dragon Ball Super! And it is too late to call a judge.
we have publicized this podcast too much. You will never be seen as an adult again. I'm
Around
sorry.
5 minutes into the first episode, I was like, maybe this is a bad idea. And now we've leaned in real hard. Putting all my eggs in the Dragon Ball basket.
Oh boy. Well, gang, we are getting around the end of time here.
If only.
It's sure a good way to phrase that.
End of all time.
End of time. Let's do a quick rating of the episode. Alex, what do you give us out of 10?
Oh.
You're not rating it out of 7 Dragon Balls?
No,
No.
that would make too much sense.
We need a system out of 10 where on the second episode someone says 15 immediately.
Out of 7 Dragon Balls, Alex, what do you give it?
Out of 7 Dragon Balls, I give this 3 Dragon Balls. I'm starting to get pissed off, actually. This is not what I wanted.
Katie, what do you give us out of 7 Dragon Balls?
I'm giving it 2. I can't.
Woo!
I love a good resort wear episode as we talked, but like I can't remember my life before this episode.
It's true. It's like, I mean, I love ice cream, but it's like when you get to the end of the carton and you're like,
What have
no,
I done?
no, too much resort wear.
Not like this.
I just consumed 600 episodes of ice cream. Oh, God.
Okay, Dan, out of 7 Dragon Balls.
I tell you, it's going to be a little weighted by what a joy it was to revisit the franchise. I got, you know what? I saw Goku doing Goku stuff. I saw everyone doing what they're doing. I'm going to give this 4 Dragon Balls out of 7.
Oh,
Dragon
thank
Balls.
God.
Out of 7
If
Dragon
you said
Balls.
8 Dragon Balls, I might have assaulted you. Just
Oh, it
breaking
was,
the system immediately.
Yeah, we had to go to Namek to get another Dragon Ball.
It was still pretty fucking excruciating. But
I like that we're slowly breaking Alex.
I'm not doing well.
This is going to be a weird show in the future. I know I've made it very clear on previous episodes how much I love these Dragon Ball side stories. My love of the Learning to Drive episode is well documented at this point. But even I have my limits. I am so sick of knowing what the Z-Boys are up to. Folks, I'm giving this 0 out of 7 Dragon Balls.
wow.
The next
They ne-
episode's going to be good, though.
They never opened that energy shield. The Dragon Balls are still locked up on Jeremy's review.
This is excruciating.
He
I
locked
don't know.
The Z-Boys are all on social media, and they won't talk to each other.
I really hope this gets better, or else this is going to become a very sad podcast.
It's going to get better.
There is 90 episodes.
Yeah,
It's gonna get
you
better.
You only got 86 more of these. You're good, guys.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Literally, all they have to do is shoot 2 more beams, and I'm happy. Just shoot a beam.
Just
It
once
doesn't
an episode,
cost-
shoot a beam. I will take the cruise ship for the rest of time. Shoot a beam.
I thought there was something lovely and poetic. We left Goku hiding in the rubble of the house he destroyed.
There's a lot of
that was
like
a
the
lovely little
unmaking
moment.
of men in this
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
We see Goku hiding from Beerus.
Goku
we
is
see Gohan with his
infantilized as-
crop top vest. Vegeta
Good.
getting dressed down by an intern. This is a sad place for the Z-Boys.
Is it sad or is it earned because of their misuse of the women's?
Okay, we noticed on the bottom of the stream that we watched this on.
This is an important news segment where we read the comments from the worst people on the internet.
Yeah, we're calling this I don't know, dragon comments.
Super! Dragon comments super. Now it's canon.
We killed Alex.
Legally you cannot undo it now. Unfortunately, Dragon comments.
So we have a chain of 4 comments. We're gonna
I'll be the bad guy here.
we're gonna go in a circle. We're gonna dramatically read these. Alex, take the first one.
Okay.
Great.
Oh yeah, thanks for coming on our show. We're gonna need you to say, you'll see. Okay, so as blog of Chunt, I say, why isn't the episode working?
D sad W 1 month ago commented, all caps, fucking stop with the pop-up ads, F word.
And then the chill my ain't says LOL.
And then Jack Ford says, "Suck a fuck, you homophobic dickhead."
Leave it to a real-life OG to invoke a very thoughtfully ending taking command of the conversation. Watch the South Park episode called The F Word. It's enlightening. So it's hard to believe someone on the internet would invoke South Park to say why to justify why it's okay to say the F word.
Yeah.
It's-
Quick
I
plug
just,
for
you
South
know.
Park. We love it. It's cool to.
I rate this comic thread 4 out of 4 boyfriends.
All right, that's it for this episode of Ballin Out Super. Dan, do you have anything you want to plug?
Nah, man, follow me online follow me on Twitter at AMFMPM. That's me.
Alex, where can the folks find you?
You shall follow Dan on Twitter, and
It's much better.
you can come to mine if you run out or something of Dan's tweets. It's at Patak Jokes on Twitter, and listen to my other podcast. You can find it on the Twitter.
Katie?
You can find me at Katie Rose.
And you can find me at Jeremy Thunder. If you like the podcast, you can subscribe to us on iTunes and Stitcher and all that stuff now. We finally figured it out.
Hey.
If you like the podcast, you'll love Jeremy's giraffe tweet that went
That's
viral
true.
once.
You will love my giraffe tweet. Thank you all for listening. Bye-bye.
Super!
Oh, we nailed it.